Yo, what's up guys, it's the agent here, and today we are going to be talking about Sage Jutsu and the curse mark, but especially Naruto's Sage Jutsu and Sasuke's curse mark. Let me start by talking about Sage Jutsu, and just a quick disclaimer, I will not be explaining how Sage Jutsu or the curse mark works as a whole. I will only be explaining Naruto and Sasuke's ability to use them. Despite that, I will mention other characters that do use the two abilities. Okay, so let's start by talking about Sage Mode. So Naruto learnt Sage Mode at Mount Nyoboku, where Jiraiya also learnt it. Rest in peace. But unfortunately for Naruto, he couldn't learn it in the same way that Jiraiya did. So he had to use his shadow clones to maximize his ability to learn Sage Jutsu, because shadow clones actually take all the information that Naruto has in his head and they kind of replicate it, and they basically all think the same thing. Okay, that's enough of that. Now let's talk about the abilities that Naruto has in Sage Mode form. Okay, so normally Naruto would have access to physical energy and spiritual energy, but in Sage Mode he has access to natural energy or Senjutsu chakra, and this allows him to drastically improve his normal jutsus, like when he turned his normal Rasengan into several giant Rasengans. It also increases Naruto's physical capabilities. For example, it allows him to lift immovable objects, it improves his taijutsu, and to top it all off, he can basically sense people without even seeing them. Talk about overpowered, man. Okay, so we're done explaining Naruto's abilities, so let's have a quick recap or summary for those of you who are a bit confused. So Naruto learned Sage Jutsu at Mount Nyoboku, which is actually important because Kabuto and Orochimaru learned Sage Jutsu at Ryuchi Cave, which gives them different abilities. So if Naruto learned Sage Jutsu at Ryuchi Cave, then this video would actually be quite different. Okay, we've already been through the physical buffs, you guys don't really need to know about that. I didn't really touch on the non-physical buffs that it gives you. I mean, I don't know if you call it non-physical buffs, but I couldn't think of anything else, so that's why I called it, whatever. So Naruto and Jiraiya obviously learned Sage Mode at Mount Nyoboku. I've mentioned this so many times in this video. So yeah, if you learn it from Mount Nyoboku, then you actually get a cloak of Senjutsu chakra around you, which helps to attack people without even touching them, as we saw in the Pain arc where Naruto tried to go for a punch but missed, but still hit Pain. Okay, now we have our summary. I think I've come to the conclusion that Sage Mode is just stupidly overpowered. I mean, I guess you can say it's not really overpowered when it comes to, like, you know, Madara in the final arc of Naruto Shippuden, but that's just some next level stuff. Let's not even talk about that. Like, that's, oh god, it's too much. So I'll give it an 8.5 out of 10. The only reason I give it an 8.5 out of 10, to be honest, is because it's not really comparable to the stuff that Naruto has now in Boruto, but otherwise I would have given it a 10 at the time that it was introduced. So yeah, still a good school, still a very good school. Okay, now it's time for us to talk about Sasuke's curse mark. Okay, so the only way you can get the curse mark is by being bitten. And yes, you heard that right, it's by being bitten, and not being bitten by simply anybody. It's being bitten by the #1 pedophile. Okay, now I'm just joking. It's being bitten by Orochimaru because he was the one that experimented with Jugo to get the curse mark initially, so he's the only one that can pass it on to other people. Okay, so there's 2 levels of the curse mark. Okay, this being level 1, this doesn't really change much, but then this being level 2, and you can see the drastic change. Now let's explain both levels and how much they power up Sasuke, because the curse mark is essentially just a power buff. In curse mark level 1, Sasuke can control how much power he uses by moving the pattern that comes with the curse mark around his body. So basically, the more the pattern spreads around his body, the more powerful he gets. This level doesn't really come with any extra abilities. It really doesn't change much, but coupled in with Orochimaru's Senjutsu Chakra, which comes with the curse mark as well, it's actually a pretty great power up. Okay, now it's time for us to talk about curse mark level 2. Okay, so I think it's worth mentioning that in level 2, Sasuke still has his ability to control his power level, but he also gains another ability, and that's the ability to fly. Now, this is unique to Sasuke. Not everyone that gets the curse mark from Orochimaru will actually have the ability to fly. I guess you can say they'll have other abilities like, I don't know. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but they probably have other ones. And in the manga, Jirobo states that in curse mark level 2, you are powered up by 10 times. So imagine Sasuke, who was already flipping so powerful, powered up by 10 times. I'm honestly starting to think this is competing with Sage Mode now. But unfortunately, there are some drawbacks, and just like Sage Mode actually. So the intake of Senjutsu Chakra can be quite taxing on a person's body, and on top of the fact that the curse mark feeds on the user's chakra, and that makes them pretty much useless once they fought a long drawn out battle. Okay, so now time for the summary. Okay, so the reason I put where/how is because Sasuke didn't learn the curse mark anywhere. He got the curse mark from Orochimaru by getting bitten, so that's the first one. Okay, so now for the physical buffs. It allows Sasuke to fly, and that's pretty much the only physical buff it has. Well, I guess you can say the fact that it allows him to increase his Chidori stream is a physical buff, I guess. Not really. That's kind of a non-physical buff, to be honest. Okay, time for the non-physical buffs. So Sasuke can actually control how much power he uses in curse mark level 1 and curse mark level 2. And I really like that because not only can you pace the fight, you can kind of gauge your opponent's abilities, you know, and gauge how much power you need to use to defeat them. Now, time for the summary. The curse mark is a great power up, but I just can't put it above Sage Mode because it has too many drawbacks. Like the fact that it eats at your chakra, rendering the user useless after battle. Plus, Senjutsu Chakra also causes strain. It's just too much. Honestly, it is kind of sad that the curse mark is just not as good as Sage Mode. But I hope I've proven my point. Hope you guys can agree with me in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.